Hey guys, it's Cody with Mainstream. I'd like to go over with you a CA series filter change and just basic operations of the unit. Sometimes when we hand off things, manuals are missing, and quite honestly, we don't have printed thick manuals that we send out. They're multiple languages. You can find them on ZenderAmerica.com. But right now, we're looking at a CA 550, and if you grab the manual that I'll send over to you, the most important thing on these ERVs is to keep the filters clean and to keep the exterior grill that's pulling in that brand new fresh Rocky Mountain air clean as well. So sometimes feathers and dust and debris can clog up that filter. So make sure to look at that exterior filter or that grill, excuse me, and make sure that it's clean. Beyond that, let's look at the maintenance side of this, which is like cleaning and replacing the filters. And I'll send you this manual as well. The basic concept here, is that you got brand new fresh applied air to your bedrooms, and that air was leaving the bathroom in the equal amount, and that heat exchanger then saves 90% of the energy but puts that temperature into brand new air. We're going to be looking at the ComfoSense controller. So this is how you control that CA550. This is probably in your kitchen. It has an up and down arrow which control these fan speeds. If all three of those are lit black, then you're in boost mode or you're in high speed. We normally operate these in low speed, so you would only see that one fan blade present. We normally would operate these in manual mode, so if you see that in auto mode, then chances are you are on speed 2 because auto mode speed is set to speed 2. That's something you can adjust to lower just in case. And that's also in this manual. But for now, we would touch that with our finger. It would go to manual mode. We drop that down into the lowest speed, and that's how this unit wants to operate unless you use the bathroom toilet and maybe you need more air leaving that bathroom than you did before, which would just be for breathing air. So normally we don't put them on boost if you're having a steamy shower because we kind of like to bask in that steam. You open the door and it roams around the bedroom or the hallway or wherever the bathroom's connected to. Sometimes we want to boost that and get that steam out of there, like maybe if it's a radiant floor and it's a steamy building up in the mountains and everybody's been skiing all day, and so we really need to get that air out. So we would put it on boost, in which case that ERV would be drying that building. For all intents and purposes, low speed, probably won't use the boost very often, and you'll want to know how to set the clock in this. So we just covered manual operation. You want to know how to set the clock. And something else that's pretty handy is the requesting the status. Like, is the preheater on? Am I in bypass, which is summer cooling? So some of those things. So you'll want to tool through some of these indications. So there's your nighttime cooling or your summer cooling, which I just mentioned. That little choke looking symbol shows up in the bottom left of these. You can turn on and off each fan, so there's some, but overall you're just going to let this purr like a kitten in the background. Every couple months you'll check the filter. These are all programs that most of my clients do not use. So here's setting the clock there on 2.8, and then on 2.9 is setting the comp temperature, which tells that summer bypass mode when to work, because you can cool your building in the winter time if the outdoor temperature is above like 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can do the same thing in the summer. So you want to set that comp temperature at what you want it for. So in the winter, if you like your house at 78, you would put this comp setting at 78. In summer, if you like it 72 in your house, you should set that comp set at 72. That's about it. Outside of checking the filter, there's a little light that'll show up and it'll say, hey, check your filter. That's the filter reset function. And to reset or to remove your filters and replace those, these are all extra P menu settings that most people are not going to be worried about using. It's filters, turning the fan up and down, keeping it out of manual mode, And I was just going to see if there was a little diagram I thought that showed us how to change these filters. And maybe it's because I'm in the ComfoSense instead of the actual CA550. There's that status. So under P menu P9, and you may wonder, how do you get to the P menu? You push OK and then menu, and then you'll toggle up or down, and you'll get to the parameters menu. Click OK on the parameters, and you'll toggle up to P9. The one after P9 is a password setting, and that's where we'll enter commissioning and other advanced settings. So again, if you want to access the status of the unit, and that would tell you, is the bypass open, is the active fire program on, which means it won't go into a depressurization mode, and on and anyway. On the ComfoSense, you click OK, and then menu, and then toggle up all the way to parameters, excuse me, and then in parameters toggle up to P9 and click OK, and then the unit will tell you all of these things. So in the wintertime, if you want to know if your preheater's on, I've got a little video on that, and it would tell you about that. That really about sums it up. Here's a little video on, or a little picture on how you get to those filters. Here's what those filters look like. The red one, which is the MERV 13 filter, that's going to go, of course, on the fresh air side. That's coming in from the outdoors and hits that filter. And I'm going to send you these manuals if you don't have them, or email me and I'll send you them, because of course I've got them edited down so they're not multi-languaged and all of that. Hope that helps.